Hey folks, and welcome to this, the third episode in our six-part series, Johnsons of the Blues. This week we're moving on from Robert Johnson, and we're going to talk about Tommy Johnson for 2 weeks, and after that it'll be Lonnie Johnson for 2 weeks. This guitar is in standard tuning, E, A, D, G, B, E. That's the first string, that's the sixth string. Now, if you want any of the tabs to this, as I've said in each of the other episodes, they're available for purchase over on Patrion. Get them right over there. I don't know if it'll work through the app on your phone, but you might get onto a laptop or something and go that way. Otherwise, and they're going to be right around $5. Otherwise, you can become for $5 a month an exclusive guitar instruction member and get all the tabs as they come out. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So, Tommy Johnson, interesting guy. He was born, I believe, near Terry, Mississippi. He eventually lived at a place called Crystal Springs, which is outside of Hazelhurst, Mississippi. And Hazelhurst is a place that's close to where Robert Johnson was. I don't know if they ever met up. There has been some rumors, of course, back in the days when they were doing lots and lots of research down there that Robert and Tommy and Lonnie Johnson were all brothers. I think they've kind of figured out that's not true. I've been reading a book called Biography of a Phantom, and it's a Robert Johnson Blues Odyssey, it's called, by Mac McCormick. Anyway, it's an interesting read, and it really just documents his search for Robert Johnson, and he ended up, you get to hear some of the things that Tommy Johnson's actual brothers said, which is very interesting. You get to hear about some of the musicians we'll never actually hear because they never recorded, but they were apparently very good from around Hazelhurst and Crystal Springs. And other areas down there. Now, Tommy Johnson did eventually end up, after he got married, living at a place called Drew, Mississippi, I think it was called, and that's near the Dockery Plantation. And that's where he met Charlie Patton and Willie Brown, and I'm guessing possibly Son House as well, maybe. I don't know, but anyway. So there are commonalities in his playing right along with those other guys, and he's definitely just another Delta, not just another Delta blues player, but another Delta blues player. All right, so the tune that I picked was called Lonesome Home Blues. It's Lonesome Home Blues Take 2, and I like it because you can really hear it, and you can hear all the things he's doing, and it's just a wonderful song. All right, so let me just play the intro for you, and you're going to see your first commonality between all those guys. All right, that's the intro. Now, like a lot of Delta blues tunes, this one, the intro is actually the first 4 bars of the first 12-bar blues in the tune. Okay, so what's he doing in that intro? He's playing that chord. And that's the commonality. It's the same chord Robert Johnson used in a lot of his intros. You know, you recognize that. But that's the way this one starts out, Lonesome Home Blues. So what is that chord? It's an A7th. It's like a D7th. Except what you're going to do is move it up to the 7th fret. And you're going to use your first finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. And it almost becomes a bar chord. All right, so first finger, 7th fret, 4th string. Third finger, 9th fret, 3rd string. Second finger, 8th fret, 2nd string. Pinky, 9th fret, 1st string. Right? And the first bar is only got 3 beats in it. So when you look at the tab, it's notated as 3/4. And then you jump into 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3. Now, I play that. I like to strum all that. Either that or this. It doesn't matter whether you use your fingertips or your thumb pick, however. And then he jumps down into this diminished chord. All right, and all that chord is first finger, 7th fret, 4th string. That finger doesn't move, but it's like you're moving the other fingers down 1 fret. Third finger, 8th fret, 3rd string. Second finger, 7th fret, 2nd string. Pinky, 8th fret, 1st string. All right, now, so he's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. So 1 and 2 and 3 and then open 1st string and then sliding up to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string and then playing the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So, and then, all right, so what's that? That's based off this A chord, which I'll take my 1st finger and I will bar the top 4 strings, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right? And then I'll put my pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And I'll play that 3 times. So essentially, I'm playing the 4th and the 5th strings together, and then the 1st and 2nd strings together 3 times. Then I'll take my 2nd finger and put it on the 3rd fret on the 1st string and pull off to where the 2nd fret is going to sound. But I've already barring that fret with my 1st finger. And then I'll come in 5th fret on the 2nd string. I use my pinky because my hands aren't big enough not to. I bet if I was like Sunhouse, he always used his, like, somehow used his 2nd finger up there. And then I slide in with that bar again from the 1st to the 2nd fret. And I play it 2nd and 3rd strings and then 3rd and 4th string. Alright, so it's... Alright, and then he's got this cool little bass line, which you're going to find in a lot of Tommy Johnson's playing. That's one of the things I love about his playing. He does this little cool little bass lines. Alright, and that's just a transition up to the 2 chord, or I'm sorry, the 4 chord, and that's the D7. Alright, so what is that? Open 5th string, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th string, and then 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then slide into the 4th fret on the 5th string, open, 4, and then open 4th string. And then he's going to jump right into the verse, all right? And actually, it's the last 8 measures of the verse. Let me move this up because I'm trying to stay true to the tab for you so that if you do end up with the tab or you're already one of the members on Patreon, you can follow along with the tab with this. All right. The next thing. All right, let's tackle that little bit. All right, so what's happening there? All right, so if you remember, we've gone. All right, and we're going to let that hang, that 4th string ringing open. And then we're going to do this. All right, what are we doing? Well, that's based on a D7th form, which is one that I don't use much. You guys may use it more than I do, but basically you're playing the open D, and then you're going to bar with your 1st finger across the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings at the 5th fret, and take your 3rd finger and put it on the 7th fret on the 2nd string. And that's a D. Right? Now, pinky goes up on the 8th fret of the 1st string. Alright, and you're going to slightly bend that up. Alright, so what's happening? You're going to go open, and then 7th fret on the 2nd string, 8th fret on the 1st string. 1, 2, bend. And then you hit that open again. Alright? And then you're just going to keep that form and take your pinky off. And you're going to be on the 5th fret now on the 1st string. And you're going to be, well, actually 1st through the 3rd strings. But you're going to keep this finger, your 3rd finger, on the 7th fret. 5, and then 7 on the 2nd string, and then 5. So you get this. Right? And then the next part of that. All right, so what is that? So, it starts the same as the first measure I showed you. All right, and instead of going, you go. So, and the last part of that is you're sliding into that A again. You're going from the 1st to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and then you're catching the 3rd string at the 2nd fret. So, And then, oh, where'd that come from? Remember? Excuse me, that was the measure. I don't need to show you that one again. You know it. It was in the intro. All right, so what's happening there? And that's something you hear across the blues, that boom, bum, 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 bum. Just imagine your foot going up and down. And if you wonder what the patter of little feet is, it's my little dog Max playing with Jimmy, who is, if you've watched my channel, the kitten that my children bestowed upon me, and who is now the love of my life, but driving me absolutely insane. They're both sweethearts. I love them. All right, so it's just that A form that I showed you before, where you're barring the 2nd fret, 1st through 4th strings, and putting your pinky up on the 5th fret. All right, so what's happening? We're going to play open, 5th string, and then strum, boom, bum, 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 boom, dum, 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 boom, dum, dum. All right, 5th, open, 5th, like that. And that's it. The next verse. All right, all that is an E7th. And it's just you're being selective about what you're going to hit. So, E7th is 6 open, 2nd fret 5, 2nd fret 4, 1st fret 3, 3rd fret 2, open 1. In any way you want to strum it. I've got it written like this. And then you're going to do that. All right, so what was all that? So here's how I'm doing it. Open. Well, actually, I play the bottom 3 strings, 6, 5, and 4. All right, so what am I doing? I'm playing, and then I'm hammering on onto that 3rd string to the 1st fret. So I'm going boom, open 1, open 6, 1 on the 2nd. You're just basically holding down the E7th I showed you. So you're going to go 1, like that. Boom, boom, boom. And then on the and of 4, you're going to play the 1st fret on the 6th string as a way to climb into that D. All right, so what is that? Okay, all you're doing there is you're playing this form of D, which I use a lot. It's really great. It's a great form. So, 2nd fret, 6th string, I use my 2nd finger to hit that. And then I play 4th string open, 3rd string 2nd fret, 2nd string 1st fret. And you're basically alternating between open 2nd string and 1st fret 2nd string. Right? Okay, that gets us through the first verse, but what are you doing there? So, all that is 2nd fret, of course, on the 6th string. And I play these 2 strings together, the 4th and the 3rd string, and I always have my 3rd finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And then I play 2nd string open, then play the 3rd and the 4th string again. 2nd string 1st fret, 3rd, 4th string, 2nd string open, and then jump onto that A. And that's the same thing as we did before in the tune. Okay? Now that's the entire first chorus of the tune. Alright? Now we're going to jump in and do the second chorus here in just a minute. So let me just play this through for you. Let me just make sure I'm staying true to things. right, that's the entire first verse. Now, what he does on the next verse is really cool. He goes up to that chord at the 7th fret that I showed you before, where you've got your first finger, 7th fret, 4th string, your third finger, 9th fret, 3rd string, your second finger, 8th fret, 2nd string, and your pinky, 9th fret, 1st string. Got all that out. For some reason, my tongue is tripping over itself today, so excuse me. And if this is going by fast, just back up, come back through, back up, come back through as much as you need. He's going to do what a lot of those players do. All right, so what's happening here? He's doing that. Boom. Playing the 7th fret, sliding up to the 7th fret on the 4th string. Boom. And then strumming the chord just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, gosh. Okay, so... Then he goes down to that little diminished chord. Remember, I showed you that one. 7th fret. You stay on the 7th fret with your first finger on the 4th string, but you move everything down 1 fret. So 3rd finger is now on the 8th fret of the 3rd string. 2nd finger is now on the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and pinky is now on the 8th fret of the 1st string. And basically does the same thing. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... All right, and there's this little scratch in the recording that I tried to get, and it's kind of a little out of time thing, but here it is. All right, so what's happening there? It's that little ba ba ba. You can play the 5th fret like I have notated in the tab, or you can play it open on the 1st string, 5th fret on the 2nd string. And then you're sliding into the 2nd fret, and you're hitting the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and then you're hitting 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And you're hitting that A again, and doing that. Then he does that bass run again. I told you be in there some more. And what is that again? It's just open 5th string, 3rd fret 5th string, 4th fret 5th string, 2nd fret 4th string, 4th fret 5th string, open 5th string, 4th fret 5th string, and then open 4th string. Now, this next part, I'm not sure if I have this right, but I'm sticking with it. Okay, so what do we got there? Let me lean in. All right, basically, this is something I use a lot, and it sounds like he was using it, where you take your first finger, and you know how we had it barred for A? If you move that whole contraption up to the 7th fret, where your first finger would be barred across the top 4 strings at the 7th fret, and that would make the 10th fret for your pinky. All right, so what's he doing there? He's going... All right, so what's happening? So, then after that run, slide up to the 7th fret on the middle, on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Then, play the 10th fret with your pinky on the 2nd string, and then the 8th fret with your 2nd finger on the 1st string. All right, so it's... So, bum, 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 and then you're coming back to the 10th fret on the 2nd string while you're barring across the 7th fret with your first finger, and then take the 7th fret, your pinky off, and just play everything at the 7th fret, and then open again. All right, so let's non-convolute that some. Sometimes these where it's multiple things going on at once, it's very hard for me sometimes to get the words out. Okay, so let's just say you've done the riff, then you've slid up to the 7th fret with your first finger on the top 4 strings, only sounding strings 2, 3, and 4, and then you're gonna put your pinky on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. So, and then you're gonna bend up at the 8th fret on the 1st string. And I lift my pinky off. It makes it easier. And then back with the pinky at the 10th fret. And then 7th fret. And then 10th fret. And then open 4th string. And then... So you're going to go 7, 10, bend at the 8th fret with your 2nd finger on the 1st string. And then that 10 again, open 1st string, and then slide into the 2nd fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings. And here's one of the coolest licks in the whole thing. Alright, so what's it doing? Open 5th, 2nd fret 6th, open 5th, open 1st, and then slide into the 2nd fret. You're sliding into that A again on the 2nd string, and then play the A across the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. So it's... And then... So... That bum, 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 bum that you got again where you got your pinky up on the 5th fret. Another little bass line in there. Open 5th fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret on the 5th string. Open 5th string, 3rd fret, 5th string, 4th fret, 5th string. 2nd fret, 4th string. Any of that sound familiar? All right. So have fun with this one, guys. If you have any questions, reach out. Like I said, the tabs are available. They're out there floating around in the ether over on my Patreon. If you can't get it that way, just contact me. I'll be happy to send them out to you. All right, folks. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week with more Tommy Johnson. Hey, folks, please drop me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And hey, thanks for watching.